Hi guys! Welcome back to Hey Adam G! Thank you for clicking this video. By the way guys, thank you so much for the positive feedback about my MGI live reaction video. Nakakatuwa talaga yung mga comments nyo, sobra. And I'm just happy that I made you all happy even for a while at this time of ECQ. So ano na guys, nakamove on na ba kayo from last weekend's Miss Grand International Finals and accepted the results wholeheartedly? I know it will take time before all of us could move on, but I guess as we move on, it's time to reflect na on some lessons I have learned from following this year's pageant. What are these lessons I learned? Well, you better stick around for my thoughts and insights. There is no doubt that this year's Miss Grand International edition is by far the best I have seen in terms of production value, quality of contestants, and set of activities. Even though we had seen Thailand playing host country to other pageants before, MGI still made it look like there was something new and fresh to explore in the land of smiles. Probably it helped that we have been deprived of the glitz and glamour for such a long time because of this current pandemic, so that's why I was able to better appreciate everything, even the nonsense and mundane. So totoo lang. And along the way, I have so many takeaways from it, and here I am sharing it to you immediately. So here we go. At number 1, make the extra effort to really stand out in MGI. We all know Miss Grand International loves anything extra, whether it has something to do with the candidates' catwalk, wardrobe, gimmicks, or pasabog. Anything excessive or dramatic is really better appreciated here in this pageant. And sige, wag na tayong lumayo. Let's take for example the eventual winner's case, Miss USA. She really did her homework in doing the extra mile of speaking and learning the host country's language and culture in her TikTok videos, speeches, and even with her bright and colorful wardrobe, which are all paying tribute to Thailand. To be honest, I no longer found her gimmicks amusing as I saw her do this when she was competing in another pageant 2 years ago. Yun nga lang, she only made it to top 20 then, so that's why she wasn't able to see what she could have come up with for us had she also made it all the way to the top. So what can we all learn from her? That paying tribute to the host country during your candidacy through whatever form is really a must. Actually, this is no longer original diba? As we had seen Catriona do this in when she competed in Miss Universe before. I remember we all lapped up her content, videos, and wardrobe leading up to her competition in Thailand. And look what happened. All the other girls that came after her followed suit. Like Samantha, who came up with a whirlwind of photo shoots and pasabogs as soon as she was appointed to compete in this year's Miss Grand International title. So, as much as we appreciate Samantha's efforts in making us all excited about her forthcoming pageant journey, her Abina Apia, her USA counterpart, had to think differently, which is really learning the language for her to be better appreciated by her new audience. Imagine yun na lang if may pageant dito sa Pilipinas, then bigla na lang may candidate na nagtagalog or Bisaya. We would love her, diba? And it worked for Abina big time. At number 2 is, believe it or not, seduce the camera. Have you noticed how most of the choreography of the finals involve candidates looking in front of the camera? I feel it's really more for the former Miss Grand title holders judging the pageant online. Since they couldn't be there physically, they had to rely their scores based on what they saw on the respective laptop screens. So how these girls projected themselves in front of the camera became crucial. That is why all of these girls were all doing all these exaggerated moves on stage, whether raising their hands, flirty dancing, pointing their fingers to the camera, or overdoing their catwalk. The judges couldn't see them physically and look them in the eye, kaya they had to do that. Aminin nyo, diba? And this is why I think eto tingin ko lang guys and this is why I think how the evening gown of the girls look on screen also mattered in the judging as well. There was no doubt Samantha looked stunning in her fully beaded gold gown during the finals. It fit her like a glove and the details were so impeccable up close. The more you look at it sa pictures, ma-appreciate mo palalo talaga siya Couture talaga. But, this is the big but, it did not translate well sa camera and the harsh lighting washed out some of the details kaya it didn't make such a huge impact when she came out. Well, to be fair with Samantha, her fellow sisters in Top 10 also had the same gown issue during the segment of the competition. Kung titignan nyo, si Puerto Rico and Thailand, they also had beautiful intricate gowns as well. But if you look at how their gowns registered on camera, it also did not have a visual impact as compared to if you see their gowns on photos. That probably explains why Puerto Rico and Thailand did not make it to top 10. Ano sa tingin nyo? And then, compare it to the case of Indonesia, who no longer switched to another gown for the finals. I think she must have thought that since she got a very positive feedback from her purple gown, she no longer took that risk of wearing another gown which might give her less of an impact. Even though we no longer had the same thrilling reaction when we saw her gown, nanigurado na siya, which is one less stress for her in the competition. And dito with USA's yellow gown, which of course was an inspiration from the official color of Thailand, which is yellow or gold. And look how the color flattered her skin tone. It really was a strategic choice. Aminin nyo, I always feel like a woman of color wearing yellow or any striking color would really make her a standout. And so, Abina did. Number 3, listen to this. MGI focuses on the delivery of your answer than listening to the content of your Q&A or speech. This is how I feel towards the MGI judges had their highest scoring girls in the list. Since it resides in a non-English speaking nation, which is Thailand, I noticed that they are not grading the grammar or syntax when the girls deliver their answer or speech. What they are more into instead is how you deliver or convey your message to the audience. Whether it is using your hand gestures to drive a point like what I'm doing, like how Samantha did it on her top 10 speech, the tone of the voice na very relaxed rin na katulad ni Miss Guatemala, or yung facial expression na lang ng mga candidates really matters. That's how they know na you're really a good speaker. The moment you buckle or stutter, minus points agad na yun. This is just my opinion. Do you think I make sense? At number 4 is it is important to have a strong fan support across all boundaries in this pageant. Have you noticed how Samantha Bernardo's candidacy seemed to have united all sectors or factions of the pageantry world here in the Philippines? The support that she got from the entire fandom and stakeholders felt like the support a candidate would get if she was to compete for Miss Universe. We really treated Samantha's pageant mission as if she was really competing for Miss Universe. Diba? For one, kaya ako to nasabi to because for one, we kept emphasizing the fact how creative and maverick her team was in pulling off her pageant requirements in 20 days. But her stylist would not have come up with something if it weren't for the generosity of the fashion designers who did not hesitate in helping Samantha assemble her wardrobe despite short notice. And notice how the Filipino fans, apart from being united and proactive in the numerous online pageant activities, were very careful and vigilant in not antagonizing the pageant owner for further retaliation which might affect the candidacy of Samantha Bernardo. If they sensed something was brewing which could affect the chances of Samantha, they were able to nip it in the bud quickly while it's too early. And you know what? Another wonderful development that happened in Samantha's candidacy is the support that she got from her camp rivals' support for her pageant. Just hours before the final show, did you know that Aces and Queens, the rival of Kagandahang Flores, where Samantha is from, expressed their support, towards the latter by posting a good luck message on its official Instagram account. You know what? I think it's my first time to see this in my 5 years of being a pageant analyst, and it made me teary-eyed knowing different groups of people in the pageant world could actually unite for a single purpose. Pwede pala yun. So ito ang dahilan kung bakit ang gaan at ang ganda subaybayan talaga ng journey ni Samantha Bernardo sa Miss Grand International, na everyone was just so happy to see her compete and fulfill her dreams. So it was easy for her to execute her strategies or vision for her performances kasi she had the support of our country at her entire back. And last but not the least, the girls styling team has to be on call 24/7. Ito talagang biggest realization ko. aminin naman natin, there is a saying that it takes a village to produce a beauty queen nowadays. And Samantha Bernardo just reinforced this again given what she has shown us during Miss Grand International. Whether you are given a year or 20 days for your pageant mission, it helps talaga na you have a team who is dedicated to execute your whole vision. And given the situation right now, there might be changes in how a pageant will be organized or executed. What happened before, nung pre-pandemic, might not apply now, especially we are all experiencing this pandemic. So, ang daming nangyayaring mga adjustments. And so, expect that there will be unforeseen circumstances in her preparation that will come in a girl's way. 'Di ba? Katulad na lang ng example, sige, wag na rin tayo lumayo. For example, in Samantha Bernardo's case, tumutuwid yung buhok niya pala because of the weather in Thailand na very hot and humid and just like here. But it's a good thing that her styling team was able to do something to address it, to address this long ago. And another example is her swimsuit presentation where we saw an unexpected long runway and staircase involved in it. Luckily, there was Sir Roger Flores who was 24/7 monitoring Samantha and guiding her what to do. Same thing how her team also made a remedy in tackling her heavy national costume so that everything would be under control. Nakita niyo yung gano'n nila pinadali yung buhay ni Samantha Bernardo doon. And this is what I am so impressed about Samantha right now. How she was able to assemble everything with the help of her team within a span of 20 days says a lot about her drive and character to win the crown. So finding a team that will really support you, cater to execute your vision or whatever it is that you need is really crucial, especially if you really want to win your pageant assignments crown. Diba? So guys, what do you think about these takeaways that I got from following MGI this year? Do I make sense? If yes, did I miss something? Or do you have anything to add? If so, feel free to share your opinion and suggestions so I can see your points of view this time around. So guys, this is the second to the last content that I'll be doing for Miss Grand International because as we all know, Miss Universe is forthcoming. So magpo-focus na rin tayo sa susunod na pambato natin. So what do you guys think about this content? Tama ba itong mga nakita ko talaga? So I can't wait to see all your feedback about it. Alright guys? Kita-kita sa comment section. Until my next video. Bye!